As we were driving through the darkness within the woods, in our side views, the drive there was quiet. Eric broke the silence. I remember that a while back, you and my sister always hung out at school. Yeah, I do remember. We had some good times. You know, back home she tried being friends with this loner girl who was always... Well, I mean, she had a good head on her shoulders, but she kept quiet to herself. And soon after this happened, they kind of became friends. Little did she know that she had a disorder that became an obsession. Heather found out and tried to help her, but she attacked Heather, and she later got expelled from school. From what Heather told us, she was crying, but gave this hated look towards her. We never saw her again. I see. By any chance, did she mention this girl's name? Yeah, she said that her name was Violet. Heather showed me a picture of her. Eric showed me the picture from his phone. Not gonna lie, she was kind of pretty. Anyways, we made it to the location of the gathering. We geared up, I put on my ghost mask, and then gathered one more time. Alright guys, I know we're being watched, but try to be discreet. Hide in the shadows as long as you can, so that we can save your sister and Riley. Iris, graph the location. Yes, Ghost, she replied. Alright, give me a 5-minute head start, and then you follow, I told Eric and Xander. They nodded, I memorized where the gathering was located, and went off. To be honest, the woods at night, with the full moon shining above as the only light source, it felt peaceful to me. I continued on and heard rustling, but not from behind. Instead, it was forward. Just then, 4 shadowy figures appeared out of the trees, and I got goosebumps as this was my first cult encounter. They sported black clothing, what looked like worn, tattered hoods. But their masks are what got most of my attention. Their masks were heads of goats and pigs, and I knew 3 of them were girls, and I was a guy. The sight of those horrified me. One came up to me, and I stood still. This one was a girl. Your weapons, now, the one with the goat head said. And of course, I gave them my weapons. The goat girl motioned me to follow her to the gathering. The 3 others were behind me, just in case I did something. I followed them, and we made it to the site eventually. Now, the site to me was actually pretty intriguing. The setup was impressive. There were twigs symbolizing what I believe to be specific chanting symbols. There were carvings on the floor with weird diagrams, like for each member to stand on. A big bonfire, and in total, I believe there were 18 members, both men and women. As we got there, all eyes were on me. They started to chant some weird noise. The 3 members that were behind me left and joined the group. Roz walked in. Welcome, Ghost, to our special gathering, the place of brothers and sisters, Roz said with his disguised voice. Okay, I'm here. Heather and her friend, where are they? Such a hurry, are we? Alright, very well. Bring out the prisoners, Roz told the 2 guards, and they came back with both Heather and Riley. Both girls looked noticeably okay. That was a good thing. I'm surprised you care about both of them. So, you don't know about these others, then? Roz said, smiling as he snapped his fingers. I looked to the side, and the members moved aside. To my horror, it wasn't just Heather and Riley. There were 8 other hostages, and my eyes shot open. Where? How? So many questions ran through my head. Yes, marvelous, isn't it? See, I thought about our deal, and, well, I decided to make changes to it. See, I want you to fight our toughest member. And if you lose, one person dies. If you succeed, well, I guess we'll wait. And if you succeed, well, I guess we'll get to that later. Well, that's not fair, you son of a... Heather said. Silence, Roz shouted. Not gonna lie, I kind of jumped in well, and in my mind, I wish now Barney and the others came in and helped me out. You asswipe. Fine, bring me your strongest, I said. Roz started to laugh. Oh, you'll regret it. Mania. Rise, Roz shouted. Mania? I thought to myself. I looked around and a figure started to approach me. This figure had, again, a black goat head, and they were a bit taller than I. They took the mask off, revealing to be a girl, and I guess I shouldn't say that this girl looked stunningly attractive, but in the situation that I was in, Anyway, she had eyes of hatred and had red stains on her face. I thought that the island creatures were dangerous, but I changed my vote right then and there, and out of nowhere she punched me in my chest. I flew off and fell. Keep in mind, I was wearing hard armor. I felt the hard impact of her fist hit my chest, and honest to God, I couldn't breathe. What the hell did I just get myself into? I thought. I was trying to gather my thoughts, and I felt her grab my armor and flinging me across the field. The crowd of members were cheering for Mania. I got up and got out a little pocket knife from my belt buckle. They weren't expecting that, I thought, and as I ran to stab Mania, I eventually did. But it had no effect on her whatsoever. She grabbed my wrist, and I swear I thought it broke when she did, but luckily she only twisted it. I got loose. It hurt like hell, but I managed. I tried side-kicking her, but nothing. I then tried kicking her legs. A little effect, but not too much. Mania then grabbed me again by the throat and punched my stomach repeatedly. It felt as if I was going to throw up. She punched me one more time, headbutted me, until I fell down. I tried getting up. I slowly did, not really remembering much, but Mania looked on in shock. Come on, guys, where the hell are you? I whispered, wondering where the hell Eric and Xander were. Stay down, puny man, Mania said as she grabbed my throat again with both hands. I then thought, okay, one more try in her area. And who would have guessed that it actually worked? I did it again, and she was running out of options. I clapped her on both of her ears, and with whatever energy I had left in me, I gave her an uppercut, knocking her out. I grunted out with barely any energy left. Wow. I'm impressed, Ghost. Not every member here was able to take down Mania in their first shot, but you succeeded. Yeah. Enough stalling. I held my end of the deal. Now have some balls and hold up your end. I shouted at Roz. Oh, I never said I was setting you all free. What? I thought to myself. I threw my knife at Roz, but Roz caught it. Oh shit, he's good, I said. Kill them all, Roz shouted, snapping. As soon as he gave the command, I heard a gunshot, and the person holding Heather went down. I looked around and I saw Xander and Eric out of the shadows. Don't fucking move, or I'll shoot more of you, Xander yelled out. I was breathing heavily. What the hell took you both so long? I asked them. Oh, you're gonna dare intrude our gathering, Roz said angrily. I grabbed one of my throwing knives and threw it at Roz as he was distracted from the brothers and hit his mask. It came off of him. Or so I thought. It was a him. As we all heard Roz grunt in pain from the knife, he turned around And to our surprise, Roz wasn't a he, but a she. I looked at who turned and revealed a face that I've seen before. More specifically, in the picture that Eric showed me. It was Violet. Violet was Roz. You're Roz, Heather said in shock and surprise. Holy shit, Eric said, matching her. Xander was just speechless. And I thought to myself, how bad this had the potential to be.